town hall meeting. Want to make sure you all can hear me, so that's working? Okay. I want to welcome you to the town hall meeting. Today's town hall meeting is focused on club communications. Katie is going to take us through the club's website, the new Stonebridge app that's available, as well as other communications from the club. And there'll be an opportunity for question and answer at the end. As we go through all the different areas of the website, that may address questions that you have. So we just ask that you keep the questions to the end. And then after the Q&A, we will have the drawing for the Kindle Fire. So as you came in, you should have received a little questionnaire, as Ms. Villani is right now. And when you fill that out, you put the completed questionnaire in the bowl, and then we'll draw a name randomly at the end, and the name drawn will win a Kindle Fire. So if you haven't turned it in, please turn it in. I want to mention that we also have a couple of other town hall meetings this year. In addition to today's, we have a town hall in August as part of our budgeting process. The focus on that is our next year's budget. We also have a town hall meeting scheduled for November 9th, and the topic for that is a bit TBA right now, to be announced. Probably was focused on master site planning and the roles of the committees, but we'll have more information on that in the near future. And then in January, on the 29th, we'll have to meet the candidates. So we'll always try to have a series of 4 town halls each year. So with that, we'll start with today's focus on club communications, and Katie will walk you through that.
Thank you. Okay, well, welcome everyone. Thank you for coming. Communication is always tricky because we want to make sure that we get the word out to everyone. And everyone has the different ways of receiving it, whether they're on their computer, their phone, they would rather read it, they would rather have a whole summary of events. So we try to incorporate that as much as we can. Another area, or the biggest area where you will find information for Stonebridge is on our website. We have worked with the communications, it was originally ad hoc and now it's communications IT, to put as much information on the website so that you can find it. Because we're not always here during the, at night when we leave, and that's sometimes you're on the website and you're trying to find something, and we're going to do our best to make sure that you can find it easily. So, with that being said, are you going to? He's going to help navigate me.
All right.
I need this. Okay.
Log in.
15773.
4.
We're not giving away any top secret information. Right? You may have to change this password after.
It's a dummy account.
Is that implying?
That's all right. That's no way to talk to Ted.
Okay, there we go. So a lot of you call in the fall, or you've been on a long vacation, and I send an email and you say, I can't get logged in. I don't have my username and password. For the majority of us, it's going to be your member number as your username and password. Very easy. And then I'll show you if you want to reset your password, how you can do that as well. Another note I found during this year, most of us have member numbers that end in a 1 is the primary, and if it ends in a 2, it's the secondary account holder. All of the accounting information is going to be on the primary account holder. So if you're looking under an account number with it ends in a 2, and you're looking at my statement, you won't see your information there. It'll always be on the primary. Just a little footnote there. So we always start off with the member homepage. Lots of information here. What is that? The bullhorn or the megaphone, where it says January to April dining options. That, you won't always see that on the screen. We use that for important information. I just put that in there tonight so that you could see it. Sometimes we would put town hall notification or budget information or whatever we want you to see, and we're alerting you to it, we're announcing it. It won't stay up there very long, it's just an announcement. The member homepage is going to have your golf, your dining events, activities and enrichment, tennis, fitness and pool, and neighborhoods. A lot of people don't know that we have neighborhoods, and actually we're still working on enhancing that as well. On the homepage, that's the top navigation. Then we have the left navigation for each one of the top headings. So you have your club calendar, club resources, board and committees, room schedules, photo galleries, and resident updates. Lots of information can be found in there. Volunteer awards, the e-voice and the bridge are also archived in there, so if you accidentally delete it, you can always go back and see. Since we started doing it, they're all in there. Volunteer awards and hours of operation and contacts. You'll see the January through April hours of operation, and then we'll update that usually on the May 1st. I do have May 1st hours of operation on there as well, though. But we try to be really accurate and do it right when they change. Do you want to club? Yeah, club resources. Club resources is very useful. Lots of very important documentation in there. Accounting information, general manager's reports, governing documents, and forms. So a lot of information you can find in there. You want to highlight that part? Because you put a lot of stuff in there.
The dummy reports, is that what it is?
Well, no, just on that.
No, so the other thing, just to reiterate what Katie said, so this upper menu here across the top, so that you're going to find that on every page throughout the entire website. So that's your quick access to go to either back to the member homepage, which is where we are now, or into the golf-specific stage section, dining and events, club activities, and so forth. And we'll go into each of those different areas, but this top banner, this bar, is there throughout the website. So that's your quick access to get back and forth. So right now we're focused on the member homepage, and as Katie said, there's a number of different categories here. Club personnel, you can go into there and get the email addresses, phone numbers. That's a direct dial phone number for everyone's desk. And my reports, if you feel so inclined. There's a good number of forms in this section as well. You can find ARC forms, different documents such as Code of Ethics Agreement, Family Guest Registration Form, House Guest Form, those type of things in the form section. So pretty much any type of form that we have up at the clubhouse, you're going to be able to find in this section. The governing documents section, probably not as exciting, but there's all the governing documents kind of starting from the top down as far as level of importance or superseding other documents. So it starts with the declaration. You have the articles of incorporation, the actual master declaration. There's also the supplemental declarations for the single-family neighborhoods. Below that, you have the bylaws, which are fully updated, rules and regulations for club, golf, tennis, pool, fitness, and the board's policy manual is also available on the website. You can see that, and the organizational roles and responsibilities. We've been doing committee orientations with all the committees, and that's a slide that we've been talking about during the orientations. Cover enough of that?
Yeah, you did. I think we could move on to the fun stuff like golf. It's not fun.
To me, that's fun. I don't know. So we go to the golf page?
Let's go to golf.
All right, golf.
Now golf, we have the golf. Another thing that we also have on the top navigation, when you click on each one of these, you're going to have an individual calendar. So this is specific golf calendar. Whereas when we had it on the homepage, if you clicked on that calendar, you would have everything. I prefer to click on a top navigation and narrow it down because there's so many activities and events. So on the golf, we have the golf personnel. Mark's blog, I don't know if you have signed up for Mark's blog, but he's an excellent writer. He's got some awesome information that he shares with us. But you can also access it through here. And this summer especially, he usually gives us lots of updates on all the maintenance that's going on. Chelsea information, how to use Chelsea, ladies golf, the hole-in-ones. Whenever someone has a hole-in-one, I get that information, we upload it. basic golf lessons and clinics, a scorecard, tournament results, and photo gallery. Now that's photo gallery directly related to golf. So again, you can narrow it down. Dining and events.
Also, too,
Oh.
on the right side,
Sorry.
on golf. Okay. So on each of the pages, so you see as we go through this top banner, you're going to go into that section. So now we're in golf. So you have that left menu that Katie was just going through. You also have these boxes that are on the right-hand side. So that's going to change as you get into each of these sections as well. So in the golf section, we have the ability to post your score and also to make a tee time. I'm going to back up just a bit to hit that on the member homepage as well. So on the member homepage, we have on the right-hand side, contact us, so that's the contact information, the dress code, that's come up recently. So we want to have a convenient location to be able to find the dress code. Dwelling Live, we should probably even rename that just to Gate Access because you may not know what Dwelling Live is unless you've used it. So Dwelling Live is currently the Gate Access software that we use for y'all to get in through the gate. And you actually have the ability to go in there and create a username and login, which you'll have to have the assistance of the front office to do that. But when you have a login to the Dwelling Live website, you can put in a guest pass, or if you have a vendor coming through, you can do that right through their website. And they have an app. There's an app for that. We'll get to the app. The dining reservations is another quick avenue to get to it. Again, obviously you can go up to the dining and events section to work your way to the dining reservations, but you have a quick tab on the right-hand side to be able to do that as well. Tee times, just like you had in the golf section, but here it is on the homepage as well. And then the online suggestion box, which is relatively new, I think a couple of months old, and we're not getting a whole lot of use of a year old. Okay, a couple months a year. How old are my kids? So that section is something we're going to promote more of, just so that you all know that it's there. There's a few that we receive, probably a couple of few a month, but that option is there. So when you click on it, that takes you to this page where you can put in, let's see whose account we're in, let me zip past that. Oh, that's a dummy, okay. It didn't have my name on it, so that's good. So you can put in right here your name, email address, phone number, whatever the comment or suggestion is. And this is considered something that's being submitted to the club in writing. So please know that we take everything that comes in, to the club in writing very seriously. In fact, we have a process in place to make sure that anything we receive either through this avenue or through a direct email or letter to myself or an email to the board at board@stonebridgecountryclub.com. Any of those avenues, we actually track that information to make sure that management and or the board in some cases is following up on whatever question you might have. So that is put into a tracking spreadsheet. We know what, in a very high level, what the situation was or what the recommendation was, and then which management team member was following up with the member on that to make sure that we close the loop. Then the board actually receives a document at the end of the month with a summary of all those actions that have taken place, or questions, queries, comments, or information. The board gets a copy of it, so you know that the board is being kept abreast of any situations that are going on. So that is the right menu on the homepage. So we talked about golf, let's go over dining and events.
My favorite. So dining and events, we usually start with the hours of operation. And again, on May 1st, we'll be changing that as well. We have, and then the menus, where you can click on the menus and it'll take you to a page with all the menus. I know that's always a hot topic. And then down there. So there's two places. Yeah. It also has the dress code policy, photo gallery for dining and events, online reservations as well, and then a dining and event only calendar. If you scroll down a little bit more, we will have more information, and then, like, I put in all the Taste of Summer events here, They're gonna slowly move over to the homepage, and they'll be in both locations. So we'll start seeing all the events for the summer. So we try to put as much forward events that we have on here for you to plan.
Okay, and then dress code and dining reservations over on the right-hand side as well. Want to look at club activities?
Club activities, so here this is a new page for us. There's so many events and activity or enrichment classes that go on here with the bridge and the Mahjong. We have 3 different Mahjong groups now. The Audubon is on here, the book club is on here, Rummy K is on here. I'm supposed to promote Rummy K, her numbers are down. So if you're interested, anyone's welcome. And then the enrichment classes during the season when we have a speaker on the iPhoneography, or if we have how to survive an active shooter, those kinds of things are going to be here as well, and the happy helpers. And guitars. Got to promote the guitars. We like the guitars. And everyone is welcome at any point for the guitar lessons. You don't have to be advanced or beginner. It can be anyone. Is that good? Tennis? Kevin will give me information and I'll put it up there as far as he's got a tennis exhibition coming up and the winners for the championship that we just had. And it'll list all those. And then in the photo gallery, it will have also the tennis winners, information about Kevin's racket repair and lessons and anything else he can give me that we want to put on there. Yes, sir.
Are we looking at what's on the website now, or is
Yep.
this going to be?
No, this is all live right now.
Okay.
Fitness and pool. Jeff will also provide me with his schedule of classes, and then sometimes he comes up with something unique that he wants to share with everybody. So we will put it there. Sure, fitness and pool, or is it waiting? Okay. His schedule is going to be changing soon, so we'll have a new one up there. Pickleball players, strength training. I gotta update that page. Yes?
Where it says membership directory, will that list all the members and their phone numbers and addresses?
We'll get there.
We haven't gotten.
We're gonna get there. And then the neighborhood section. This section is evolving. It's always been there. There's a couple neighborhoods that use this very rigidly. I think it's Brayburn has a lot of documentation in there, and Carrington is adding more. Hawthorne usually gives me their social events and activities before the fall. So the neighborhoods will try their best to give me as much information, and we'll post whatever we have. We will put it on there for you. And you'll see it has each neighborhood listed. And then on the right-hand side, you'll usually have your landscape information and property management information and waste management information and the board for the individual. That's all on there. It's crazy. All right.
And then on the general page for the neighborhoods, you'll see on the right-hand side the open house rules and waste management info and schedule. And a lot of times we get questions in the office about that, so that's available on the website. And the open house rules, we've had members with questions on that, so that's also available in the neighborhood section. Anything else on neighborhoods, or that's pretty good?
So then in the middle, we have my profile, my account, member directory, and member logout. So the my profile will have your information on it. I've been asked how to change a password. When you click on your profile, you can edit my information. You can edit any of your information, but to change a password, it's under preferences, and you can change your password. So in there, all the information that you change, I get notified, and then I make sure it's on to the accountant, and that application is all set. So it automatically sends us a notification when you make a change so that we can change anything else that we need to.
Also in that preferences section, so we're still here in preferences, under editing your info, you'll see down below, some information on things of interest. So it goes into different areas from dining and social, whether it be dining events, wine events, fitness information, junior golf, men's golf, senior golf, all those different categories. So you can check off the ones that you'd like to receive information on. So what we're trying to do is build a bit more of a database so that we can do a little bit of a better job in target marketing, so that, you know, if you don't play tennis or don't have interest in that area, then we're not overburdening you with information that you may not be looking for. This is an area that's been a bit underutilized that we want to start to use more of. So when you have a chance, check out the preferences section of the updating my information to do that. And then on the photo, you want to mention that?
The Hirsch photo?
No, that is the photo.
You can upload your own photo, but when we get the photos that we're doing from Hirsch Studios, we'll if there's no photo, we'll automatically upload those. But if there's a personal photo you'd like to upload, you can.
Will that be soon?
They did, this summer they're gonna be compiling that for us. Then, my account section. If you go into my account, again, it has a lot of information, but this person hasn't charged anything because he's not real. But again, it'll have a lot of information like your member charges, your statements, how to contact billing, ways to pay your statement. If you go down a little more. No, you didn't have it. But if it's an established account, it'll show you how you can pay your bill online that way as well. Make a payment. Yeah. It'll give you your payment options all right there. Now the member directory. The member directory, this is going to be your most up-to-date information because as I said, if you're in there and you update your portfolio, we update this. It takes the next morning it's updated. When we print the membership rosters, they're every 18 months. So they're coming in the mail soon. They're in the mail. They're in the mail. The membership roster is coming in the mail as well as the updated rules and regs. So you should be receiving those shortly. But the most up-to-date information is going to be here. You can search by last name. We are working on getting a search by address. That's not updated yet. And then we also have the public side of the website. If you have friends or neighbors that are looking from somewhere else and you don't want to give them your username so they can go in to the website, we do have a public side where we have a lot of information. This is especially helpful for real estate agents or individuals looking for property. It'll have all of our club amenities. You'll also be able to find reciprocal information here. I was going to have the reciprocal updated list, but a lot of the clubs haven't responded yet, so it is in the works. If you're curious about one or the other, you can call us. We'll let you know if they've agreed yet, but pretty much they do. We try to put the pictures on there of the clubs, and we put real estate information, just basic how the real estate agents would hold an open house and whatnot.
Katie, that's where the rental list is too.
And that is where the rental list is. So we put the rental list up there, and yeah. Thank you, Mr. Trout. So if you have friends and neighbors up north looking, we update it once a week. It changes a lot. I just wanted to mention, aside from the website, all the other areas that we do try to communicate with everyone. We have our monthly e-blast, which is called The Bridge. That'll go out right before the month, and it'll have the entire month's worth of information for each section: activities, dining, fitness, tennis, golf. Weekly e-blast we try to send out on Thursdays, and it'll have the next week's events, so that if you're out and about on the weekends, you can make your reservations or talk about events and get people together. We have instant email notifications for important club information. Tim will have a meeting, or there'll be something very important that we need to send out. We have a special template that we send important information out in. We also have paper publications that we use. We have the club calendar, which has all of the events, the dining schedules, hours of operation, sports. It has a lot. We usually get that out before September, October, when everyone starts coming back. We have flyers located in the lobby in this little handy dandy, and we also have them downstairs in the bistro. We also have them on the corkboard in between the locker rooms. We will be doing an enhancement down there, hopefully this summer. We'll be more digital down on the corkboard. We have these little cards that we put sometimes in your check presenters. It's like a little business card. You can stick it in your wallet to remind you about an event that's coming up. We also put in golf cart posters in the golf carts. We have those big posters that we put up all over this year, and that seems to work by getting a lot of PR out. And we have miscellaneous information in the member services office for people to pick up. How do we communicate with members via social media? We have our Facebook page, we have an Instagram account, and we have a Twitter account, and that one's still kind of new. But I have handouts in the back on how to access all of those. And the most fun technology that we have is the Stonebridge app. I have instructions on how to download. Has anyone not uploaded the Stonebridge app? Okay, we've got a Stonebridge app, and we've got instructions on how you can load it on your phone. And it has a lot of really neat information on there as well. It's not going to have everything that the website has. It's kind of a little bit condensed version, but you can make your tea times, you can make your dining reservations. We're going to look at fitness. Mrs. Henry, I know that was a concern. We didn't have that on there. We're going to definitely look at that this summer. Yes?
So we can access this website, there's a lot of information on that. What does Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram give you in addition to or ultimately?
We'll post out there an event that is going to be happening. For some people who are looking at that, we've got the dinner dance coming up, or after the event, we might post something about the event.
Yeah, and some of it is posted during the event itself, so we had some golf events, and Sally was updating scores or who just won a particular event through, that was through Twitter. And like with Instagram, at one of the recent wine dinners that we had at the club, we actually were pushing feeds through the Instagram account so you could see what was going on in the kitchen. So it's kind of a neat way to kind of track along, so you're enjoying a 6, 7, 8 course meal, and you can actually see what's going on behind the scenes, whether that's still photos as it's happening, or you can even do video clips, which I'm always cautious of, because there's audio in the kitchen. So sign up. See what are we at that point? Okay. So if anyone has not yet filled out the little survey we had at the door, now's the last chance to get it in. I'll come get it from you. Just hold it up. We've got one. All right.
I have a question. When you put your golf score in the way you showed us a moment ago how to do that through here, it does interface, does it not, with the golf association? So automatically they talk to each other.
Yeah, and that's an important
Would you
feature.
repeat the question?
Yeah, the question was about it's essentially a pass-through. So when you're going from the Stonebridge website to another website, like the Dwelling Live, in this case, you're actually it's taking you to their website. The ideal scenario is to have a direct pass-through, meaning the other company will allow us an access so that if they're logged in on our end, they'll automatically go directly through without having to re-log in on that website. We do not have that feature currently with Dwelling Live. The advantage to the app, which is a little bit different than the website, is all those currently are direct pass-throughs to the other website. So it's seamless, in other words. So if you go to make a dining reservation, it's not sending you somewhere else to then log in again. And the great thing with the app too is after you've logged in the first time, you're done. You don't have to re-log in every time like you do on a website. So it's just like any other app. So the app is very easy to get to. You just go into your app store, put in Stonebridge Country Club Naples, you'll see the logo, so just pick it. Just be sure you're in the app store.
And specifically, the golf score one is a direct pass-through to Golf Association of Florida?
It is a pass-through though. It's a pass-through, but they are working on it for the app,
Okay,
for the app version.
thank you.
Tell them to make sure they put Naples. I just put Stonebridge Country Club, and it wouldn't accept my password, and I called the office.
That's a good point. Yeah, when you go to search for the app, Stonebridge Country Club Naples.
Georgia.
Yeah, there's a few Stonebridge Country Clubs, so if you want to narrow down the search, Stonebridge Country Club Naples. Any other questions for us? Another survey back there. Yes?
Could you walk us through how to make a dinner reservation? And then the second question is, in the fitness areas, can you go to like Tai Chi and register online, or does that just give you information you have to go to the office?
Currently, you can sign in. Let's do the dining reservation first. I'm on that page. So we're on the home page. You can see the dining reservations tab on the right-hand side, or you could go up through dining and events. But we'll go through this tab right here. So then when we get to this screen right here, you're going to select whether you're making a new dining reservation or an event reservation. And that does make a difference because of how everything is programmed. So a dining reservation would be any of our regular dining hours of operations. Event would be any of the upcoming events. So let's go to dining. Everyone must be downloading the app because our Wi-Fi is a little slower right now.
That's why we say that to you.
So then you're going to go into here. And the way we have the system set up is that you can make reservations about 2 weeks in advance. And it actually does cut off the date of. Just that way, as we're creating floor plans for dinner, we don't want to have changes coming in like that afternoon. We did that when we first implemented the website. We had a 3 p.m. cutoff, but then we ran into issues of already having website reservation floor plans published. So now you're looking at essentially a 2-week window. You can click on. Oh, I guess you can't go backwards and make a reservation. That would make sense. Should I actually make a reservation for this person? All right, Amy. Taking the heat for this. So we're going to go into Thursday, the 20th, so this Thursday. That's the buffet evening. So you're going to see a couple of options here. Grill room, and then we put specifically after it lunch or brunch because before it was just one and you would see a series of reservation times available. Then the other would be dinner. So we'll click on dinner. When would you like to dine? This is going to show 15-minute increments for everything that's available. We do cut off, we have a certain number of reservations that we take every 15 minutes. The system does that automatically. So if you look at, if I pulled up like a typical Friday evening, you would see that probably 6:30, 6:45, 7:15, 7 would be removed because it's already accounted for the number of members we're going to accept at that time. So in this case on Thursday, you don't see 7 o'clock because that time is filled up. So you pick the time that you're looking for. Number of people in the party, that's pretty self-explanatory. And again, it's looking for a cap on certain times. Typically, you're going to see a reservation for 8. So if it's more than that, then you certainly can call the office. But you may see an odd number like 3 or 5, 1. That's just because in that 15-minute increment, that's all that's left. So you can just go to the next, if it's at 6, go to 6:15 or 5:45 and try to get a reservation at that time. So we'll put this in for 4. Do you want to add other members to the table? Assuming that you do, then you have the option to add other members as well. You can put in a special request or a comment, whether that's, I want to be away from the bar, or near the bar, or by a window, that type of thing. Those special requests are all done on an availability basis, so it's by priority of when the reservation was made. So assuming that you're making a reservation a couple weeks in advance, it shouldn't be a problem getting a special request. Has the option of a special occasion there. And then there's a checkbox.
Sam, what was the table host? The first time I saw that.
That's under special occasion, so I would imagine that's probably to denote that you're the host of that table, meaning that you'd be generously picking up the tab.
That's why I never saw it before.
Another thing that we've had on occasion, and it came up recently at a house committee meeting on a special request, which you could type into this box, would be if you are the host and you would like to, and you have guests that you would not like prices in the menu, we can do that. We don't typically do that, but we can do that with a request. And send an email notification to meet any other guests putting the check, so you can check that box, and the email notification will go to those that are on the reservation. And then any other emails you can put in that section as well. Yep.
Isn't it true though, if you're making an event reservation, since the rule is 60 to 30 days is a homeowner, and then after 30 days is a guest. So for the first 30 days, you can only make it for 2.
Yes, correct.
It's a high-tech question, I have to go to the,
For an event, for those of you who didn't hear the question, if it's an event that you're making a reservation for, because our policy states that members can make a reservation up to 60 days out and guests 30, you will only be allowed to book it for 2. So you won't be able to book your table. You'll have to call us. We're more than happy to take that if you want to call us.
Type in the website again.
say again?
Type in the website. You're on members first, not Stonebridge website.
That looks familiar.
All right, so now we're gonna go back into the, if I can, fitness. Another question was about the fitness section.
Just to be clear, Tim, so an event, Easter brunch is an event, not a dining.
Correct, yeah.
You missed it. I thought you said, I wasn't sure.
Get information.
Is it over?
Next year.
Okay, so if we go into pool and fitness, see the pool and fitness calendar on the left-hand side. You also see on the right-hand side the upcoming events. So, like here, you can see Tai Chi for, what is that, tomorrow? You can click on and sign up right there. Or you can go to the calendar on the left-hand column. And you'll see, say we look at next week right there, we can go to yoga on April 26th. And just hit sign up and be able to register that way. And again, it's going to be based on availability, so if something is filled up, it'll be denoted, so you wouldn't be able to sign up through the reservation system. And that goes to the day for 24 hours that they can reserve.
They can,
Right up to?
Yeah,
Okay.
I said put up right up to. And once you do hit register, I'm gonna hit register, and then go back to the calendar and it'll say that you are registered.
Okay, so I am registering for one. So I have now registered for yoga next Wednesday. And now I go back to the calendar. Instead of green sign up, it's green register.
You also get an email.
You get an email notification of that as well. Any other questions on the website?
Well, how long do you want me to cancel the reservation?
Up to.
What's the time? Up to?
Cancellations?
So,
On the,
If she
Fitness.
I meant fitness, I'm sorry,
Okay.
I wasn't.
And how far
But
in
that-
advance can you reserve things?
That, I do not believe we have a restriction on. Let me look forward here a little bit further.
Because I know somebody signed up for all winter.
Yeah.
That may be a different issue we have to address, but right now, it looks like, yeah, they're open all the way through.
But they showed up, so that was good. Right.
Any other website questions? Yes.
Is the wine list on the website?
Is the wine list on the website? The answer is no.
I'll put that on.
Something tells me it will be. Any other questions? You mentioned the pop-up wine dinner, the secret wine dinner. So for those that haven't seen your email yet today, we have the opportunity to have a very special wine dinner a week from today. For those that have been to wine dinners here at the club in the past, I know it's a pretty special event, and this will actually have a winemaker here. He's in town for another event, so we were able to capture him here. We just had the email go out this morning, and we have a dozen reservations, 15 reservations. And that one, because it is kind of a special pop-up event, we're just doing the reservations the old school way over the phone, so. Yep, there's all the menus, and there is not a wine dinner, a wine menu, so we'll get that up there.
Can you also show that Tuesday afternoon, the women's scores are in, and Wednesday, the men's golf scores are in? I don't know that people realize they're all put in.
I'm sure that's in the golf section.
Would you mind repeating that?
Question.
Golf scores for the day events, tournament results. So April 12th, Men's Day Invitational results. Whoa, sorry. I'm not used to those. And then you'll have all the results. Brian and Sally are great at this. They'll just post everything is here, and then we'll pull it over, save it, archive it, and then start again next season. And we have the handy arrows on it. Oh, that's right, that was a new enhancement.
Yeah.
Got the handy arrow. There was something else I was gonna.
Any other questions? And if you have any questions after the fact or have a problem downloading the app or getting to the website or getting going live, see Katie or Amy?
Caitlin?
Okay. Who's drawing? Amy, how about you draw? Come on, Amy.
Take the blame, Amy.
All up.
We do have a happy hour open at the bar after, and we have the bar bites menu available. Drum roll.
Patty Carroll.
Patty Carroll. You just want to kindle fire. Fire kindle.
And if anybody wants information on how to download the app
All the information
or
on
Facebook,
the app, Facebook, social media, all that's back there by
There you
you.
go.
So
Were you gonna go through
sure,
that?
pick that up wherever you go.
yeah, you can.
Yes. One more question. Two more questions.
We tried
This is completely off the subject.
Sure.
But there have been several incidents on the streets in recent days with people getting almost T-boned, turning into a parking area because drivers are speeding and passing other cars recklessly. People are taking their garbage out, and people are coming too fast around curves. Speed limits are not being observed. And yes, while club privileges may be taken away, there needs to be something else done to these people who are frequently breaking the rules and endangering the lives of people in this development. My children were coming back from the club, driving on Winding Oaks Way, when there were two cars behind her. Driver passed I should say 3 cars, because the third car went around the second, was behind my daughter. She was making a right onto, into Brayburn, and then a left in the parking area. And he went to pass her on the left as she's making a left-hand turn. They both had a slam on their brakes. Previously to that, he had passed a car on Winding Oaks Way, going probably close to 50 miles an hour. Now, this person has had numerous violations. And I know the police won't do anything about it, but as a club, can we somehow amend the bylaws?
I think
To-
the best thing that you can do is exactly what your husband did, and that is file it with security or myself directly, so that we have a written record, so that we can pursue it with the applicable homeowner.
And then what happens though? I mean, he gets no fines. He's already had privileges revoked from what I understand. So, you know, he continues to do this without any repercussions.
Yes, this case specifically, we are working to address, and we have a few written statements from specifically that evening. So I appreciate the fact that we have that from you, because that helps us be able to pursue it, and that's what we're doing now. But to everyone else, you know, anything like that, again, document in writing, an email to myself, tjones@stonebridgecountryclub.com or board@stonebridgecountryclub.com, with any information you have. And something like that, the more specific, the better. Time,
Right.
you may have a pretty good idea who's driving, but if you don't see who's driving, you know, make of the car, that type of thing, color, exactly where it happened and what happened. And we have very good documentation from that evening, thanks to you and some others, so we are using that.
Okay, well, but again, you know, we hope something more than just writing him up is gonna take
No,
place.
I
if this
have the same
continues.
feeling, and the safety and security of the members is first and
And it's not
foremost.
And it's not
It's not
just him,
just
I
him.
mean, she
Yeah, the other
almost got
day I
hit.
was walking across the street taking out my garbage, and a red car came around that corner, and there were bikers. And because she came so fast and almost hit me, the bikers stopped and turned around to make sure I was okay. That's how fast she was going. And it was a young girl in a red car, that's all I know. And when they go that fast and you're running for your life, you're not saying like, oh, who's there, what's the license plate?
Sure,
So-
yeah, but again, documenting that and providing to myself, we can usually narrow down where the vehicle was coming from, whether they just came through the gate, so we have
Right, I can
ways
tell you
of
that, yeah.
determining that.
Hey Tim, I have one that's very recent, just, during the member men's event, somebody was smoking and dropped a cigarette along the side of the trails. And my partners happened to see it, and it was smoldering and starting to catch fire. With all the fires that are going on within, you know, the state of Florida, I think it'd be really appropriate to send out one of these flash notices to our membership and just say, please, you know, use your head.
Yeah, the comment was about cigarettes and the fact that everything is so dry right now. And we actually had a meeting today, and that's something that's on my list for Katie, is sending out a mass blast, not only for that concern, but also reminding members that right now is not a great time to be planting new landscaping, because with the Master Association providing the water, with the current shortage, we really don't have the extra water to be able to provide, because it's done in zones. So if somebody put in just a couple of bushes, we can't fire up a whole zone. So we have a communication that we're going to be putting out, and tying in that component was cigars, cigarettes is an important one, so thank you. Yes.
Okay. The thing I have a problem with is not so much the driving, but the walking around the Winding Oaks. People walk in the street constantly. They're 10 feet from a good sidewalk. And you have to dodge them. The other day, I passed somebody who had a woman was pushing a baby buggy with a small child in the street.
So the comment was about people walking or pushing a stroller in the street and the danger of vehicles. There really isn't a rule per se that says people have to use the sidewalk. People are walking in the street at their own risk, or unfortunately in this case, the risk of a child, which is pretty
no
scary.
rule that says you should.
There is no rules required, and I'm not sure that you would want a rule, because if it's required and then somebody tripped because of something being slipped from a live oak tree or a curb or something like that, that could open up another whole can of worms. We have put in, through the electronic voice bridge, probably on a monthly basis, reminders of using sidewalks, and we've even had Kathleen Security come in early on a couple of shifts, because especially the morning sun is particularly difficult on, say, a straightaway of like Winding Oaks Way through Thornbrook, where if somebody's in the road and you have that sunlight coming over the trees. And just as a friendly reminder, she was mentioning it to people, and some people take offense to that, you know, that they have the right to use the road. Some use it for medical reasons, you know, they're told by their doctor that it's better on the joints in asphalt versus concrete.
Couldn't we put signs saying, please use the sidewalk, do not walk in the street?
Again, there isn't a rule, so that wouldn't change anything. I think through the communications that we have, the venues that we have, we can continue to remind people.
So you're saying there's nothing we can do?
We could create a rule that says you can't walk on the roads, but again, I don't know that that would be the right approach, and you could create another issue.
It is really a problem. It's not an occasional thing. It is constantly people walking two and three side by side in the street.
Is it by where the hawk is, where the hawk is in that area? That whole area, people are walking in the street now because they're coming across the street where that hawk is.
Is the
So
hawk
there's a
even
lot of
still
that.
there?
Okay, so we're straying off the communication topic a little bit, but the point taken, we understand, and we certainly have the communication tools to get that information out there.
Very aggravating.
I appreciate your concern, I
I see
do.
people walking two or three side by side in the street, going to the middle of the street. You see another car coming the other way.
Yeah, point heard. Yes.
Tim, this has been going on for, I don't know how many years. You're always placing a reminder to walk on the sidewalk, not on the street, and they disregard. I have a problem, as you know, with not being able to take a dog back to, I still call it the butterfly garden. If they are disregarding what you ask of them, why can't I disregard it and take my puppy and sit way away?
There's a difference between a rule and something for a suggestion. The
have
walking
a problem.
the walking on the sidewalk is not a rule. So we can remind people, a friendly reminder, that for your own safety, please use the sidewalks. That's the extent of what we can do, because there isn't a rule. There is a specific rule about the bistro area, dining areas in general. Any other comments or questions on communications? Yes.
The post office, the new mailman is one of the worst speeders in the nation. Every day he comes flying by, and several people have said, because he's rushing so much, he's putting the wrong mail in the wrong mailbox.
That comment was about the post office, and I have heard that from a couple of owners, not so much about the speeding, but about the mail especially within some of the condo associations with mail being sent to the wrong boxes. My recommendation would be to utilize your property management company to reach out to them. And if the issue is in the single-family homes, the master association can certainly do that, but as far as the condos go, it's specifically a condo issue. The proper channel would be to the property management company. I hadn't heard that about the speeding though. I just heard about the mail not getting where it's supposed to. Yes?
A few months ago, there was a survey, and there was suggestions that were asked, but one of the suggestions was that we explore an opportunity maybe for a partnership with one of the beach clubs. Just wondering if anything had been done about that.
Nothing has been, I think you all heard what the comment was, since you're in the back of the room and I heard you, so. But no, as far as exploring that or anything from that survey in great depth has not occurred yet. We have taken that information and we're working now with the master site plan committee to really look at all the feedback that we received through that survey. That survey was done, I guess, probably last fall, a pretty solid 250 respondents. So we'll be utilizing some of that information and start working on a master plan. As I recall, and I don't have the data in front of me, I don't know that there was a lot of support in that direction, but we're, right now, one. So that committee is really tasked with what the next steps are. Sure. Anyone else? Jake, the bar's open.
Bar's open.
Bar's open. Thank you for joining us.